Welcome to my channel and welcome to the Recipe Therapist. Before we get started, I just wanted to wish all of you out there a very happy Memorial Day weekend. And I'm super excited because today I'm doing another collaboration video. This one's going to be with my girlfriend Dolores over from her channel called The Baking Diva. Dolores happens to be a wife, a mother of 2 children, and has 4 handsome grandsons. Dolores has always had a love for baking, which she inherited from her 2 Italian grandmothers. Along with preparing baker-friendly recipes, you'll often find Dolores cooking with her grandchildren and sharing some family vacations and product reviews. Her husband, also known as the cameraman, films all of her videos, and I'm sure you'll find the banter between the 2 of them very entertaining. And today, we're both making 2 different holiday trifles for the Memorial Day weekend. After watching my video, be sure to check her channel out and see what delicious trifle Dolores is going to be making. I'll leave a link in my description box below to her channel, and it's going to be very spectacular. So let's get started. So today's recipe is inspired by my wonderful father. My father, as a kid, would take me over to Brooklyn every summer to Fortunato Brothers for their cannolis. They make the most creamiest, delicious tasting cannoli cream. For years I've been trying to duplicate it. So I think I came up with a pretty good version, and it's inspired me to make this cannoli cake trifle. So let me show you what I put into it. For the cake part of this recipe, we're going to be using 1 box of white cake mix, but we're not going to be following the instructions on the back. We're just going to be adding some vegetable oil, some full fat sour cream, and 3 egg whites. Now for the cannoli cream, we have our full fat ricotta, which I've been draining overnight in a cheesecloth. We have some powdered sugar, some heavy whipping cream, which I whipped up this morning, and some Italian Marscapone cream cheese, which you can find at your local grocer or any Italian market. We're also going to be adding some Grand Marnier, which is an orange liqueur, some vanilla extract, and some cherries. We have some pistachio nuts, which is totally optional, and of course some chocolate chips. Now, for the holiday color for this recipe, we're going to be using some fresh strawberries as well. And for the crunch part of this recipe, I'm going to be using some Amaretti almond cookies. I picked these up at an Italian market. What it is an Italian meringue cookie that's packed with tons of flavor. But for those of you who don't want to use this or can't find it, all you have to do is swap it out with some old-fashioned waffle cones. So we're going to start out with the cake part of our recipe first. What I've done is I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. Now typically with a cake box recipe, a lot of people use an electric mixer. I don't use it. I'm going to be using my whisk today. I'm just going to whisk these 3 ingredients together into this bowl because I find that it makes a more dense cake, which I happen to like for this recipe. So I have my 1 box of cake mix, which I've put in my bowl, and I'm going to add my egg whites, okay, and my oil. Going right in. And this is the secret ingredient that is really going to make this cake extra moist. Sour cream, full fat sour cream. It's so delicious if you haven't tried it. And I'm just going to take my whisk and I'm going to begin to mix it together, and we're going to come back and we're going to get ready to put it into our cake pan. Okay, so you see the batter, how it's like almost like dense and thick. It's not loose. That's exactly what we want. And believe it or not, I'm gonna throw it into a bundt cake plate, which I've greased and powdered with some flour, because I find that it just adds to the denseness and moisture of the cake. So I'm going to pour it right into this. Okay, and then we're going to bake it for about 22 to 25 minutes. I'm going to take it out, and it's going to be perfect for our trifle. So now we're ready to start our cannoli cream. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our KitchenAid mixer. I have my paddle attachment on, and I have my first 3 ingredients ready. So we're going to put our ricotta right in, which is nice and dry because we've been draining it. All of our powdered sugar. all of our mascarpone cream cheese, which I have it's been sitting out all this morning for about 2 hours to get it to be room temperature. So I'm gonna put it in my little cup here, and I'm going to mix it for about 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy on a medium speed. So our ricotta mixture has been mixing for about 3 minutes, and I just want you to take a look at it. You see how nice and fluffy that is? That's what we want. So this is looking really good. So now we're gonna take this over to the island, and we're gonna fold in our whipped cream and some of the rest of our remaining ingredients. So I put the ricotta mixture in the bowl, and now we're ready to take our whipped cream and fold it into our mixture. Okay, and this is what's gonna really make it extra creamy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fold it in, and then we're gonna come back and you're gonna see it's gonna be incorporated in there really, really nice. It's gonna be light and airy. So look at this cannoli cream. Do you see that? Look at it. It is light and fluffy. This is exactly what we want. That's because I didn't use the mixer and mix the whipped cream in. We folded it in. That's what makes this really, really light and fluffy. So now we're ready to add our little bit of orange liqueur and our vanilla extract. And again, I'm just going to fold this in, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna get ready to build our beautiful cannoli cake trifle. So now we're ready to assemble our cannoli cake trifle. So what I've done thus far was I've taken the cake out of the oven, I let it cool, and I cut it into 1-inch pieces like this. And so they're ready to go. And like I said before, if you don't like Amaretti cookies, I kind of crushed them up a little bit. I'm gonna be using them for this recipe because I like them, but you could always swap it out with some waffle cones, okay? All you have to do is crush them up. So let's get going with our first layer. So I have my delicious, creamy ricotta cannoli cream. I'm just going to start lining the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna spread it around real good. And this looks so creamy good. Now I wanna be careful not to mess up all the sides. Okay, so I'm gonna spread it around, and I'm gonna let it touch the outsides of the bowl, all right? And then I'm gonna layer some cake on there. All right, this moist white cake. And that is looking good. Then I'm gonna take some pistachios, because I like the pistachios, but once again, they are an option. I'm gonna take some of my Amaretti almond crunch cookies, okay? That's looking good. Of course, some chocolate chips, look at that. And again, you wanna make sure you get everything toward the outsides of the bowl because we want this to look good. Now, we're gonna add our strawberries. Now, what I do is I line them up along the side of the bowl like this. The cameraman can get on the sides here. You see that? How they show through the bowl like that? The actual length of the strawberry. So I'm gonna go all around the side, because again, this is for Memorial Day, so we wanna have that nice color. And then I'll just add some in the middle after I'm done lining all the outside. Okay, just like that. And we're gonna start another layer, and we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is our second layer. Look at it. Doesn't it look beautiful? You can see all the, the cookie in there, the pistachio, the strawberry, the cream. This is coming out perfect. So now I want to show you how we're going to do the top. So what I've done was I've made some more whipped cream. This has some powdered sugar and some almond extract in it. I'm going to leave it in the recipe in the description box. So we're gonna use some of that for the very, very top, but I'm gonna take some more of my cake and just kind of go around in the center because I wanna kind of dome it up. I wanna give this trifle some height, okay? So I'm just gonna do it like that. And there is some extra cake left over. And if you can notice, that I'm making the white part of the cake show. I don't want to show the outer dark edge, you know, because it just doesn't go with our look. But you can see how nice this is coming together. See how we're doming it up? It's looking great. I'm gonna put one more piece, okay? And then I'm going to take some whipped cream and I'm just going to go around the cake on the outside and just put a few dollops, okay? For that nice white cream. And like I said, it has some almond extract in it and some powdered sugar. It's just perfect. Look at that. It's coming together real nice. And then maybe one on top. All right. I think I need one right here. This is looking great. All right. Okay, so I used up all that whipped cream. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pistachios, you see that color, and just let it kind of fall down. Of course, some of my chocolate chips. Look at that. Wow, that's looking great. And I'll just stick just a few strawberries right in the center, just for color. Okay. And of course, our Amaretti Crunch cookies. And I have one more thing I have to do, because remember I showed you my cherries before? Okay, so let's take a look at this. I want you to get a good look of that. We're gonna come back and then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna put the outer edge with whipped cream and our maraschino cherries on top. Okay, so I put my whipped cream in my little handy gadget here, and I just wanna show you, it makes it come out like a nice, you know, decorative look. Okay, so I'm just gonna go around the outside. I already did the back, and I'm just gonna do one on top. You see that? For that pretty look. And then I'm just gonna top it off with my cherries on each little like flowerette that I did. See that? And then I have one back here and one more here. And that's it. That is our Memorial Day cannoli cake trifle. It looks awesome. So here it is, guys, the cannoli cake trifle, all done and complete. Look at it. It's so beautiful in honor of my father. We put some nice creamy cannoli filling in there with our white cake, our chocolate chips and pistachios, those Amaretti cookies for that extra crunch. This trifle is so perfect for the holidays. I think you're really gonna like it. For those of you who are visiting from Dolores' channel, thank you so much for stopping by, and please subscribe. And don't forget to check out Dolores and see what she's making on her channel called the Baking Diva. I'm gonna leave a link in my description box below. Have a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time to serve up some more love. Take care.